GTA 6 Narcos. In today's video, I'll be telling you the full story, everything we know so far, and how Grand Theft Auto 6 morphed into that story to what we know today. So to give you guys the long story short, before its reboot, GTA 6 was supposed to be a 70s, 80s, and 90s Narcos themed that instead came to fruition with a Grand Theft Auto Online DLC, the Cayo Perico heist. So this all started in early 2020 when a user by the name of Gonna No Day That, which we'll refer to as the Preacher going forward, began teasing GTA 6. He posted various songs and movie clips that alluded to a 1970s, 1980s, and 1990s Narcos themed game, and he claimed that the game would be announced in March 2020. He first said this: GTA 6 logo appears, then a door shuts inwards on the right where the letter CE written spelling out GTA Vice, then the boy where the husky voice goes, all about the trafficking, all about the shagging. And I'm kind of paraphrasing, as you guys can see there. Going on to say, March announcement, September release date, July delay announcement, December revised release, November another delay, announcement March 2021. And then you guys can see there posting songs that were released in the 1990s and throughout the 1970s and 80s. Now, if this was just an ordinary person, you might think to yourselves, okay, this guy's kind of crazy, or they don't know what they're talking about. But the Preacher had previously predicted one of the Red Dead Redemption 2 trailers a whole month before it dropped. And his posts were never taken down because of this credibility. He knew something we didn't. And you can see the date there. Were they playing cowboys, chasing Indians, maybe raising a posse, cutting a plan to derail the next bullion train? Or was Strauss just flexing his muscles shooting shark cards out of his bum? Anyone? ... Posted on April 2nd, 2018. Now, before the Preacher's posts, more posts were popping up claiming GTA 6 would be announced on March 25th. And looking back at this years later, this was not a coincidence. You can see here that here are a few posts on 4chan dating back stating that March 25th was going to be the GTA 6 release trailer or some sort of announcement. Some saying that there wasn't going to be anything fancy or big and that the final trailer had already been put together. It'll come together in the next few weeks. At the time of this being posted, they said the game would take place in modern-day Vice City and that the game aims to be out in 2021 and that they have a source whose firsthand is legit. They told me details on 2 last Star Wars movies and RDR2. I can't prove anything, just wait and watch it unfold. Now let's keep moving forward. To give the Preacher more credibility, they also teased Cayo Perico in Grand Theft Auto Online by posting pictures of whales. What's interesting is from that update, there's a submarine called the Kosatka. Kosatka means killer whale in Russian, and the Kosatka played a huge role in that DLC, so it's safe to say that this guy is 100% legit. So from his teasers, we learned that GTA 6 would be set in the 70s, 80s, and 90s in Vice City and Colombia, and it would be focused on drug trafficking and would be announced on March 25th, 2020. Just like what we talked about earlier. Now, this was made even more interesting by the fact that there were references to America's and 70s, 80s, and 90s weapons used by the cartel found in RDR2's files. You can see this is a post from Rockstar Games insider Tez Funds 2 saying that the tagline Miscellaneous America Script Stats was found in RDR2, a reference to Project America's or the codename of GTA 6. And that codename Project Americas was first found by The Know. And funny enough, Tez Funds 2's findings and the Preacher's teases all tied back to a claim made by The Know in 2018. They said that GTA 6 was codenamed Project Americas and would take place in a fictional Miami and Colombia. Now, after that announcement did not happen, obviously in March 2020, in April 2020, Jason Schreier dropped an article stating that GTA 6 was in the early stages of development. Now, this had contradicted information from insider Tez Funds 2, who said that GTA 6 development began in 2014 and was at least 70% finished. So you have two big titans in the gaming industry essentially saying different things. Well, in October of 2021, we got an idea of why this might have been the case. Rockstar Mag's founder Chris Klippel claimed he had received word from a reliable source that GTA 6 was rebooted when Dan Houser left the company. And he also claimed the original announcement date would have been in spring 2020, saying yes, before Dan Houser's departure, GTA 6 was definitely scheduled to be announced in spring 2020, and this, I assure you. Now, unbeknownst to Chris, his claims corroborated the Preacher's teasers from 2020 almost 2 years after they happened. So this begs the question, why did TezFunds 2 and Jason Schreier's claims not line up? Because TezFunds 2 did not know the game was rebooted in 2019. With again Jason Schreier saying that the game is years away, and even if that's not what fans want to hear, that is the truth. So TezFunds 2 was not aware of the reboot while Jason was. Now we know, per his information, that before the reboot, GTA 6 was 70% of the way finished. So Jason and TezFunds 2 conflict unknowingly corroborated the Preacher's claims of a 2020 announcement. Now, if Chris's claims and TezFunds 2's conflict in April 2020 with Jason Schreier was not enough proof, recently TezFunds 2 made a claim that stated yes, GTA 6 experienced a reboot. He said that Grand Theft Auto 6 was in full development prior to Red Dead Redemption 2's release, but it was rebooted around the time RDR2 released. Now, flash forward to a couple of months ago in July 2022, Jason Schreier wrote an article that claims Rockstar scaled back Project Americas following crunch controversies.
GTA 6 basically confirmed launch date by Microsoft? That's right. This just gets crazier and crazier. So make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you drop a like. We'll go through really quick so you can get back to the family. And here we go. If you didn't know, Microsoft is trying to acquire Activision Blizzard. It's been going on for a while now, but apparently the SEC is involved, and there may be suits filed, and there may be blockage of this actually happening, this merger, this acquisition actually going through, and there are arguments on both sides of it, and there's a lot to sort through. There was news just the other day that the acquisition may not even make it out of the UK, and there's all kinds of filings happening and things where Microsoft is arguing that it's not going to be a monopoly, it's not going to affect other gaming studios, and I'm sure Sony, on the other hand, is like, yeah, well, you know, you're taking over Call of Duty, but what does that have to do with GTA 6? Well, my friends, there is a 120-something page document, a legal court document, but if you go down to, I think it's like page 24, there is a note, and it reads, Take-Two Interactive, which publishes Grand Theft Auto 5, remains many years after its release 2013, Red Dead Redemption 2, the highly anticipated Grand Theft Auto 6 is expected to release in 2024. This comes straight from Microsoft's mouth. Both games are considered by major digital storefronts such as Steam to have shooter elements. Grand Theft Auto 5 is also available on PlayStation, whereas Red Dead Redemption is also available on PlayStation and Stadia. Now, Microsoft is not Take-Two Interactive. Microsoft is not Rockstar. They don't have this inner bead on when it's coming out. But what they're arguing is that it could be coming out in 2024, and it's going to be on the PlayStation, and it's going to be all over the place, right? So they're saying, you know what? It's not going to affect everybody if we get Activision Blizzard. Everybody's going to be fine. It has shooter elements. Steam gets it. PlayStation gets it. It's going to be the biggest game in the world. They're trying to make their argument that acquiring Activision Blizzard and, let's face it, Call of Duty is appropriate. So this was in that document. Now, do they have confirmation that GTA 6 is coming out in 2024? No, they don't. I don't think Rockstar shot them a phone call and said, hey, you can put this in your legal court document. This is their estimation. It says expected to come out in 2024. But they're not the only one. There are articles everywhere. Bloomberg wrote an article and says why Rockstar Games has finally announced it's working on GTA 6. It has said nothing about when the game will release, let alone confirm a release date. Now, according to a recent report by Bloomberg, current and former Rockstar staff reckon GTA 6 is 2 years away at least, suggesting 2024 launch. You know it's going to be holiday season. It has to be holiday season. So could we see GTA 6 in 2024 holiday season, October, November-ish? Yeah, we definitely could. After Take-Two Interactive and Rockstar said the big massive leak did not affect them at all, they are cruising right along with their development. We very well could. We've also seen things in the past about filings for marketing budgets. In 2023, 2024, they're gonna be spending a lot of money on marketing. What game would that be? So yeah, all the big red arrows do point to 2024 and a holiday release. And now Microsoft seems to be putting their money on that as well in their argument to try to acquire Activision Blizzard. It's funny how all this goes together.